Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking diagnostics. I'm going to be showing you sort of my setup for how I run diagnostics on my Volvo, sort of show you the software I use as well, and just talk about it in general, why it's a good thing to do and invest in. So let's get straight in the car. It's freezing, the car's in an absolute state, so I'll get in there before you guys get a chance to see. Just look at them wheels, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Okay then guys, so we're inside the car now, and I thought I'd just show you the hardware that I use. So we've got a V-Peak, I don't know if that's going to focus, sort of, a V-Keep OBD check BLE. Now I've had this for about a year now, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Bought it when I first got the Volvo, just because before I had a car leave for my BMW, and it just doesn't work with a Volvo. So yeah, this is around £30 on Amazon, or at least they were at the time I bought them, so can't go wrong. Really worth investing in if you've got one. It works with loads of different apps and stuff like that, so yeah, definitely worth getting one of these. It's an OBD2 BLE reader, and works with, yeah, like I said, a ton of apps. I'll talk you through now the apps that I use personally, but yeah, let's show you guys where it plugs in. Okay then, so now we've plugged it in, we're going to start the engine of the car, because they tend to work better, these things, when you start the engine. So get the car running, good to let the car get warm as well. Got my nice heated seats on. Wait, don't need that one on because we've got no one here. And this is the device we're going to be using. It's my I'll turn those down, Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. It'll work on pretty much any phone, provided you can get the apps on that phone. And as you can see, the background is my wonderful girlfriend and her A-Class. So let's get into it. I will try and perch this up here like so. Okay, so the main apps that I'm going to be using is going to be something called Garage Pro, and yeah, that's working quite nicely, isn't it? If we can just try and get this to focus. As you can see, we've got Garage Pro here. We're going to go on this, and you've got your options here. You can do your full scan, your special functions, smog check, live data, everything like that. So I use mainly the full scan function. What I've done is I've paid for a lifetime membership on this, so it's, I think it was about £50, but it gives you all your functions that you could ever need. It's made by a company called CarPM. They're based in India actually, but as a sort of diagnostics app, this has been the absolute best one. It's been able to get deepest into the Volvo computers. It essentially is the same as VIDA in the amount of information it can get, which I've been really impressed with, because in other apps such as got OBD Garage and Talk Pro, the diagnostics software isn't able to get as in depth as it is on here. So you can do a scan on those other ones and it won't come up, but on this one it'll always find it. So we're going to hit full scan, and they're going to check that I'm legit. And we're going to connect to our OBD scanner. As you can see, it's going to detect the car details, and it's quite cool because it'll detect the car's make through the computers. It sort of is, I suppose, encouraging to know that it's working. The amount of time this takes varies really. At the moment the phone's connected to the car, so the Bluetooth will be slightly slower than normal, but right, now we can proceed. Oh, we need to tell them it's a Volvo. There we go. So we're going to scan the modules now. Here, look, this is what I like about this software, is the fact that you can use you can do individual ECUs, whereas most don't actually. So you can even run diagnostics on your power seat or your suspension, which this car doesn't have, as for the 4C. But it's nice that it picks up all of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a scan all modules. This is an absolute beast of a diagnostic scan. What it's going to do, it's going to find the VIN first at the top, and these can take around 10 minutes to give you a really in-depth diagnostics run of the car. So what I'll do is I might speed it up. No, I'm just going to cut to when the thing's done, and then we'll get going from there, and I'll show you guys what's going on. Okay, so initially, as you can see, it's just completing a basic scan, which essentially means it does a quick scan of all of them in the general ECU, which sort of manages it in the camber system. And what that'll do is just throw up any serious faults straight away, and then what it likes to do is go into each individual ECU and give you a full reading of each one. And what it was to do then, it was, if you've got any codes, which I'm sure the car probably will do, it's a 10-year-old car with 91,000 miles on it, so yeah, it'll come up with the codes and tell you what they are, which is nice. So that's good. We've got no faults so far on the basic scan, but yeah, I'll join you guys again once the scan is complete and we can go through the results. Okay then guys, so the scan is now complete. As you can see, it says it in, oh, we've got motion our front gate, and we've now got the option, if we had any codes, which the car hasn't done, so I'm really happy about that, to clear our fault codes. And unlike other softwares where you press that button and nothing happens, this one genuinely fixes all the faults. So I've done it on the X3 that we've got here, the Golf GTE, my old BMW, everything like that. This is, yeah, a really comprehensive software package for diagnostics. So that's it. That was a full scan, and what that does now, as you can see, if I get rid of my notifications, it's now given us an email for our report, and as you can see, it's all good. So it's a really good software. It sort of gives you everything that you need in terms of that sort of thing, and as a package, yeah, like I said, you can't really beat it. I'll show you now a few of the other softwares that are, or pieces of software, get my camera right, that I use, and that is Talk Pro, which is somewhere on here. There, that one there. That's really good because you can get a live readout, which is nice. I'll show you that now. This is all of our live data, or is it? It's not. We're just getting connected to the car, and it should give us a live readout shortly. I'll come out of it and make sure it's connected to our adapter. Yep. Oh, it's probably because we're still. If I bear with me, guys. Okay then, yes, I managed to get it working. All you need to do is unplug and replug to reset the connection, so the next bit of software can access it. So this is our real-time info now, and as you can see, we've got our revs, throttle, everything like that. But the good thing you've got here is your coolant temperature. I don't know if you can see that. I might turn the brightness down, actually, it might help. Your coolant temperature, which is really nice, because these cars obviously don't come with that, so that's a good one. We've got our boost gauge as well, so if we give it a little rev, as you can see, revs are coming up, boosts, everything like that, and yeah, it's just good. So we've got our coolant and our transmission temperatures, which I think is just a nice thing to have. Don't pay any attention to the layout of those, just the way that I've got them set. I just thought I'd bung them on quickly. So yeah, as you can see, this is a really nice bit of software. Again, you've got maps that you can do as well, so you can load your trip. So what was I doing on April the 20th or something? Done quite a big journey there by the looks of it, and it tells you your top speed, etc. You don't need to look at that. That's down the M50 there. So yeah, it's a good, yeah, there we go. We've got the M5, M50, and I've done a loop round. That was one of the, I think it was just after I had the shock absorber fitted, so I took it on a nice run to get it going. Yeah, it records all your journeys. If you've got your diagnostics, your your VP plugged in, which is really nice, and it just gives you a real good insight into your car. You can data log as well, things like that, to make sure it's getting up to temperature effectively. And like I said, as a package, it's just a really good one. Finally, you can also use things like BIMA code, which I use for BMW coding. And if you don't know, BMW coding is essentially where you can change settings and stuff like you can do on VIDA, but for BMWs, if you haven't got a BMW and you didn't know that. So yeah, that's it, guys. But as just like a general rule of thumb for diagnostics, it's just a really good habit to get into, to make sure you're staying on top of stuff on your car. It can tell you about problems before you even know about them. So for example, if we're running Torque Pro, and I'll stick all the links in the descriptions for these, they're available on both iOS and Android. So if we're running Torque Pro, you can read out your information, and you can actually see in advance when things are starting to fail. So if we notice suddenly that the car wasn't getting up to temperature or something like that, we know that the thermostat was playing up, various bits like that. It just makes it nice and easy. So we've got a visitor coming in. So yeah, I'm going to wrap that up, guys. Let me know what your thoughts on all of this is, whether you think it's sort of a load of rubbish, or whether you think actually this is quite a good tool. In terms of price to get into it, you're going to be looking at around probably 80 quid for your OBD reader and also your software. So all in, you're looking at 80 quid, when most garages charge about 100 quid anyway to plug your diagnostics or your car into diagnostics. So definitely a thing I recommend investing in. Or if you've got one, you could get your mates, get yourselves together and buy one between you. It's really easy to do, guys, like I said, and it'll save you a lot of time and money in the long run. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.